Good afternoon. This is cause number 2820-07954 in the interest of Kyra and Kyron Griffin. All parties, please raise your right hand to be sworn. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, ma'am, please state your name and your relationship to the children.
April Palmer, I'm the mother. I'm the mother
Okay.
of Kyron and Kyra Griffin.
All right, and for the state?
Angela Jeffries, Your Honor, for the Office of the Attorney General.
Court will note that the non-custodial parent is Tyrone Deshawn Griffin. Mr. Griffin was served on October 14, 2020 at 2:26 p.m. at 8531 Farquharson Street in Houston, Harris County, Texas. He did not file an answer. Is that correct, Miss Jeffries?
He did not, Your Honor.
Court will further note that the presumed father, Sean Christopher Allison, was personally served on September 18th. I'm sorry, Mr. Allison was the person served on September 18th at 3718 Simsbrook Drive in Houston, Harris County, Texas. And he's not filed an answer, correct?
He's not, Your Honor.
Okay, Tyrone Deshawn Griffin was served on October 14th, 2020 at 8531 Farquharson, Houston, Harris County, Texas. Okay. So we're going to proceed as default as to the presumed and non-custodial father. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. Let's proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. We will be calling, the state will be calling my child support officer, Your Honor, so I don't know if you wanted to swear him in as well.
All right. Raise your right hand, Mr. Barrera. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right. Please state your name and how you're involved in this case.
My name is Arnaldo Barrera, and I work for the Office of the Attorney General as a child support officer.
Okay. All right. Let's proceed.
Thank you. Your Honor, I would first like to offer in the evidence what is marked as State's Exhibit A, the DNA testing showing that the presumed father, Sean Allen, was not the father of this child. Also, Your Honor, I would like the court to note that this was taken in 2018, so he did not make an appearance in this current action.
Okay. State's Exhibit A, DNA test report. Admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would also like to offer in the evidence what is marked as State's Exhibit B, the acknowledgement of paternity signed for dependent Chiron Griffin. That's also signed by the non-custodial parent, Tyron Griffin.
What do I have here? I have a customer client authorization.
Also be an acknowledgement of paternity. I can reprint it, Your Honor, if required.
I don't see it. Let me see if it's back here.
Okay.
You have an AOP, Maria? Huh? Have you sent that out, Miss Jeffers?
I have, but I just reprinted it again, Your Honor, to printer 1253.
I'm sorry, Miss Jeffers?
I reprinted it again, Your Honor, to printer 1253.
Oh, you have reprinted it again?
Yes, sir.
All right, Maria will go check.
Okay.
And that is Exhibit B?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I have State's Exhibit B, wherein Tyron Deshaun Griffin acknowledges that he's the biological father of Kyron Azer Griffin, one of the children that's subject to this suit. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls April Donette Palmer. Ms. Palmer, you are the mother of Kyra and Chiron Griffin. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Who do you allege is the father of your two children, ma'am?
Tyron Deshaun Griffin.
Okay. Now, when Kyra was born, were you married to the presumed father in this case?
I was divorced, but my divorce happened within 300 days of her being born.
Okay. And so you heard that we admitted evidence to show that the presumed father was not the father of Kyra. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. And do you understand that the Office of the Attorney General also found out that Chiron has an acknowledgement of paternity for him, and so therefore the Attorney General is abandoning its request to establish paternity for him?
Yes.
All right. So, is there anyone else who could biologically be the father of Kyra?
No, ma'am.
All right. Were you intimate with anyone else other than Mr. Tyrone Griffin around the time that she was conceived?
No, ma'am.
All right. And are you asking this court to find that Mr. Griffin is the father of Kyra and Chiron.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, as far as conservatorship, who makes the day-to-day decisions regarding these two children, ma'am?
I do.
Right. So, are you asking this court to appoint you as a joint managed conservator or a sole managed conservator?
A sole manager conservator.
And why are you asking this court to appoint you as a sole managing conservator of these two children?
For the safety of me and my children, because there has been domestic violence between me and Tyron Griffin within the last year.
And in the last year, what was that incident of family violence that you would like this court to know about?
There was domestic violence within the home, and he also destroyed property inside the home and my vehicle.
And were the police called in these incidents of family violence, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
And did he physically assault you, or what exactly happened in these incidents?
Yes, ma'am. When we were in the incident, it started in the house. He punched me. He threw me against the wall. He bit my finger. The police took pictures of it. And then in the same year, he came over. He destroyed my phone. He broke up stuff in the house. And then he jumped on top of my windshield on my car and completely shattered my windshield and flattened my tire.
And what is the date of that incident that you're referring to?
One incident was in February of last year. The other incident was, I think, a couple months after that. So about maybe May or June of last year.
Okay. So you believe it's in the best interest of the child that you be appointed as the sole managing conservator of these children. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Now you currently reside in Harris County. Is that
Yes,
correct?
ma'am.
And to your
Yes,
knowledge,
ma'am.
Mr. Griffin lives in Harris County. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand you'll be geographically restricted to reside in Harris County or a contiguous county until these children turn 18 or further orders of the court, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, as far as visitation, when's the last time that Mr. Griffin saw his children?
It has. He hasn't seen it in about 6 months.
Okay. Would you have any issue with the court ordering a standard possession order in this case?
Yes, I would like for Harris County or for the judge to grant for someone to do supervised visits with Mr. Griffin.
Okay, so you're asking this court to order supervised visitation via the domestic relations office here in Harris County. Is that
Yes, yes, ma'am.
all right? And what concerns do you have where you would not like any unsupervised visitation to happen?
For the safety of me and my children.
Has there been any incident in the past where Mr. Griffin has done something that would cause you for concern?
Yes, he got mad at me after we got into a fight, and he put my son, I don't think he was even a year yet, he put him on the back of a moving vehicle and let him go. So if the brakes would have if I would have hit the brakes, he would have just fell and hit the ground.
Now, as far as health insurance, do you have any private health insurance available for these children?
They're on Medicaid. I don't have any private insurance.
Okay, do you know if Mr. Griffin has any private health insurance for these two children?
None that I know of, not at this moment. I don't think he does.
You're asking this court to set child support in this case. Is that also correct, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know, do you have any personal knowledge of where Mr. Griffin works at this time?
No, ma'am.
All right. Do you have any personal knowledge if Mr. Griffin has any other children under 18?
Yes, ma'am. He has a daughter by the name of Yanni Joy Griffin. She is 8 years old.
And as far as retroactive or back child support, are you seeking retroactive or back child support in this case, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And since 2016, has Mr. Griffin given you any support for these children?
No, ma'am.
All right. And as far as court costs, if the court was to bill any court costs in this case, who do you believe they should be billed against?
Mr. Tyron Griffin.
Okay. And have you signed this default order, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you believe it to be in the best interest of the child?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And are you asking this court to approve this order?
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing further for this witness, Your Honor.
All right, call your next witness.
The state calls Arnold Barrera. Mr. Barrera, where are you employed?
The Office of the Attorney General.
And what is your position there, sir?
Child support officer.
And what is the nature and responsibilities as a child support officer?
I conduct investigations and calculate child support and retroactive child support.
Okay, and have you received any special training to be able to calculate child support with the Texas Family Code?
Yes, I have.
And have you calculated child support and retroactive child support in this case?
Yes.
All right. So for Mr. Griffin's gross wages, what did your investigation find for his gross wages?
His gross wages are $2,938.00.
And for his net resources, what does your investigation show?
Net resources after the health insurance is $2,326.77.
How much did you cash medical to be in this case?
Cash medical support calculated was $176.
And what did you calculate the child support amount to be, sir?
Child support based on that information, giving them credit for one child, is $524.
And then as far as retroactive child support from the date of July 21st, 2016 until today, February 22nd, 2021, what did you calculate the retroactive child support amount to be, sir?
Retroactive child support came out to $20,009.
What did you calculate the payout on that amount to be, sir?
$150 a month.
And are all these payments to begin March 1st of 2021, sir?
That is correct.
Nothing further for this witness, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Palmer, do you have any questions for Mr. Barrera?
No, sir.
All right, anything further, Ms. Jeffries?
No, Your Honor, I just again would like to clarify that, well, I shouldn't say no. Yes, Your Honor, I would just like to clarify that we filed this as a paternity action for both kids, but again, we're abandoning that request to establish paternity because we had that valid acknowledgement of paternity signed.
I see that in the order, and I'll approve the order submitted. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Are you doing the Harris case, Ms. Jeffries?
Yes, Your Honor.
Palmer, you can go ahead and log off, ma'am. If you have any questions, you can log into the prior meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Judge, can I be excused?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, this is call number 2020-46213 in the interest of Mariah Harris. This is a petition under the Uniform Interstate Family Support Act. Court will note that the non-custodial parent, Karan Arnell Howling, is not present. He's not checked in. Is that correct, Ms. Jeffries?
He is not, Your Honor.
He has not filed an answer, correct?
He is not, Your Honor.
Court will note that he was personally served on December 26, 2020 at 12:13 p.m. at 1339 Leiden Hall Circle in Channelview, Harris County, Texas. We'll proceed by default.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would ask first that the court take judicial notice of the uniform support petition provided by the state of Pennsylvania. In that uniform support petition, the state asks that we establish parentage, we establish an order for child support and medical support from the date of filing, Your Honor, and that was it.
All right, cool. Take note of that.
Thank you. Your Honor, we would ask that you approve a default order that finds that Mr. Karan Howland is the father of Mariah Harris at this time. We would also ask that you enter a default based on the minimum wage presumption, giving Mr. Howland credit for one other child, that child support also be set in this case. We would also ask, Your Honor, in this default order that you approve a cash medical of $57 beginning January 1st of 2021. And finally, that the child support be $189 beginning January 1st of 2021. In the court costs, we would ask that they be billed against Mr. Howling and that they be due April 1st of 2021. There was no request of retroactive child support from the other state.
All right. Anything further?
I have nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, the court will approve the order submitted. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
doing?
We're done.
Huh?
We're done.
We're done. Okay, good.
What's up, Judge? Your house okay?
Now I've got 8 burst pipes.
Wow.
They're still working on.
You might want to repipe your house with that Plex. That little, look like a water hose with blue is for cold water and red for hot water. Those things don't accident